Hello, today we're going to show you how to brew a full batch in a large handy brew without it clogging. We're going to jump right into it and then we'll explain a little bit more as the coffee's brewing. Alright, so I got 30 fluid ounces of hot water right here. We're going to pour this in first and we'll explain why in a second. This is completely backwards from what you would normally do for a pour over or basically any other type of brewing where you would put the coffee in first. And then we have 63 grams of very coarsely ground coffee. Just dump that in. And here's the trick. You gotta stir it. And you don't have to use a fancy spoon or nothing. We have just like the AeroPress paddle right here. And just kind of dab it in there. Like I said, this is backwards. This is not what you would normally do, but it works and it's a good way to keep the filter from clogging. Alright, so I got all the coffee saturated there. I'm going to start my timer and we want it to be in there for about 2 minutes. And as it's brewing, I want to explain a little bit to you about the HandyBrew. It's a really good dripper. It's made by the same folks who make the Clever coffee dripper here, so it has the same type of bottom. So when you put it on a cup, your brewed coffee comes out. The main difference is the Clever uses a paper filter and the HandyBrew does not. It uses a metal filter, and the metal filter is double. Now this is good and bad because, well, it's good because it filters out a lot of the fines that would normally go into your cup with a French press or any other kind of metal filter. The bad thing is that the inner filter will collect a lot of fines, so you got to clean it every single time you brew coffee. Once you get used to it, it's not that big of a thing. Just rinse it out, let it dry, and you're good to go. The filter snaps back in there, and yeah, it's just a really good dripper. We are at 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm going to give it one more stir just to make sure all the grounds are fully saturated. Alright. So now we are pretty much at the 2-minute mark. And we're going to put that like that so you can see it better. And then let it drain. Alright, so we're pretty much done here. That took about 4 minutes drain time after the 2 minutes of steeping. So I'm going to take that off and we're going to try our coffee. Now if your coffee comes out with a little too much body, that means that your grind is a little too fine and it's probably going to clog up a little bit inside of your HandyBrew, so you could always push it a little bit farther, go even more coarse. If you're not getting enough body, that means you went too coarse, so just experiment a little bit. If your HandyBrew is clogging, just make sure you put the water in first. That always helps. Make sure your filters are very clean, and that'll help too. Yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, see you next time. Thanks.